Dear brethren, friends, loved ones, on Tuesday evening, the 29th of October, 2024, most of us looked at a very disturbing report on Channel 4 News. This report was filled with disturbing details of a now deceased former member of our church, Don Kelly, who in the 1960s and 70s sexually molested teenage boys who attended one of our churches, as was named in the report. These acts, as described by the two interviewees and echoed here, were despicable, repulsive, heinous, and acts of sadistic, diabolical nature. No person, I repeat, no person should be subjected to this, and we are deeply sorry for what you have gone through, you, the victims. This person breached the trust of parents, every moral and ethical code in society, and the Christ-like character. To the victims, we are sorry for the hurt and pain. The trauma suffered by you at the hands of this perpetrator clearly has left scars, and we give you our sincerest empathy. Abuse of any kind should not be condoned in any way, shape, or form. As a church, we are doing our best to ensure that this is eradicated from our congregations through constant education, vigilance, and by motivating all to adhere to our very strong safeguarding policy. We at the SEC believe that we can do this together. One individual going unreported can cause immense suffering and pain. We need maximum cooperation and help with this from you, our faithful members, our pastors, and workers. Wherever there's a culture of silence around these issues, we are encouraging you, our members, and those who fellowship with us, those who worship with us, those who come and visit us, to speak out and report these incidences. Even though the spotlight has been cast on these incidences in the late 60s and 70s, the impact is felt today. We are truly sorry. I have 4 children, including teenage girls and a son. My heart bleeds at the heinousness of these incidences. The victims are at the heart of this saga, and that is why, as a new administration, we endorse the fact-finding investigative process that began in April 2023 that has led to these revelations. We thank you, our faithful members, for your continued love, care, prayers and support for the victims, even as we do the same. May the love of God bring healing to our hearts. Again, to the victims, we are sorry.
Well, this this speech from Dr. Kirk Thomas, the president of the South England Conference, was quite interesting. I'm going to bring up a few points, and then after this, I'm going to just share a few screenshots from Channel 4 in regards to this interview, this program, and the response of the SDA Church, in particular the SEC. So let me just begin. First of all, Dr. Kirk Thomas only acknowledged two boys being abused, both Michael Smith, who was actually my cousin, and Andrew Cadigan. However, when you will see in the screenshots, as well as also in the Channel 4 program, that there was knowledge of several incidents of young boys being abused by Dr. Kelly. So this report is only acknowledging this speech from Dr. Kirk Thomas. He's only acknowledging two boys being abused. So there seems to be a blind eye, as we see, there was a blind eye being turned against those other victims of Dr. Kelly's abuse. Dr. Kirk Thomas now wants to talk about safeguarding policies. However, knowing that the church knew about this for years, what safeguarding policies were in place to prevent Dr. Kelly from continuing his disgusting acts on young boys? You're pressing and encouraging and urging the church to not stay silent, and if report if you know of individuals that are doing such acts, report and speak out. But what was the conference doing over the past few years, where the police got involved, where reports were going around about Dr. Kelly? Not keep silent. It wasn't the members not keeping silent. No, I'm keeping silent. It was the conference. Because I remember I heard quite a few things, rumors about Dr. Kelly, and I know there was more than my cousin and Andrew Cadigan who were abused. I did not know about my cousin being abused until I saw this Channel 4 program, but I know of more than two, several incidences of young boys. And I heard about rumors. Not sure what action was being taken, what actions took place. And I saw Dr. Kelly going around the churches sharing the health message. So the church had knowledge of this. Now you're urging for safeguarding policies. What safeguarding policies were put in place at the time? And you're now urging for us all to work together? But you knew about this. I'm not saying you in particular, Dr. Kirk Thomas, but the conference knew about Dr. Kelly. And you're going to see in the screenshots that follow that there was a hush-hush about this. And one thing I noticed about the conference is that this is not the first time that they have swept toxic behavior in the church under the carpet and have used threats, used force to silence victims. I know from experience, being on the receiving end, not of this kind of abuse, but of other forms. And I've seen the church at work in covering and protecting leadership, in particular those who are in authority, those who are popular, such as Dr. Kelly. I'm now just going to let the screenshots flow and you make your decision. Did the church know about this or not? Did the church fail these victims and many others who I pray come out now